Hey, this is Rock with Studebaker Services. Today we're going to be taking out this radiant heat system in this old house here. It was built in 1885. This stuff was obviously added later than that. It's an old fuel oil system. You've got the water running through here that gets heated up. So this piece just drops out of there. The big thing is where this radiator is, you got basically plumbing connections under here that we're going to take loose. Pull out this radiator portion, and then we'll be able to cut this off. All the water's already been drained out of this system. In our case here, several of these lines on the radiators and the main line for the return loop in the system was already cracked and had drained out years ago. So we're pulling all this out and we're going to put in something new. But if you had an intact system, you would need to drain that out. You definitely wouldn't want to disconnect that here because you would have water everywhere. So make sure your system's drained out, and then you're just going to disconnect these here. It's a basic plumbing unit, and we'll work on getting those loose and pulling this system out here. Okay, so we've got that front off. You can see down here how this connects together with just a, like I said, a regular union. Some of these will look a little bit different. The union may be coming down from here straight down into the pipe, you know, coming up. But this one's got an elbow. I'm sure they just put that on there to get it to line up with wherever they brought this up. Some of ours here had a connection. It was just copper into the galvanized, which is never a good idea. You're going to get a lot of corrosion that way. These are old galvanized lines, so we're going to disconnect it right here at this union. If you guys are maybe new to this or get confused on how these twist on and off, if you look inside of here, you can see that the union is threading on this way. So if you were to put this on, you can still think of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Okay, guys? So you're just going to, if it helps you to think about threading it on to that thread right on this side, so that you can take it loose the opposite direction, whatever works for you. You're going to have to get a wrench on this side and then on this union nut to break it loose. So that's what we're going to do next. We'll get this one loose. We've got another one here on this other side. We'll take that one loose, and then we're going to be able to pull this out of here. So, okay, so if you guys haven't taken a union off before, you do this on any plumbing, but we got 2 wrenches set up. This pipe wrench is on the top side of this to put downward pressure. This is on the underside, so it's going to give us our twist up that we need to break that loose. These are really tight. You may not be able to get them by hand. If you can't, use some kind of cheater bar. This may not be something you have laying around, but we do. This pipe will just fit onto the end of the other pipe wrench. If you have 2 of them, you could use one on each side to get you some extra leverage. You may be able to just stand on your other wrench, or like I said, if you've got another bar, you can put that on there to help break it loose. And then I'm just gonna take it off. And you can see your union is loose there. These may not be the easiest thing to get in position. So you're disconnected there. We're just going to do the same thing on the other side, and we'll be able to pull this radiator out of here. Okay, so you might be able to see this one's just a little bit different than that side was. Different style union. This is on here. You may have a hard time getting up underneath of here. I had a little bit of a hard time, getting this to kind of angle up under here. You might have to take this sideways kind of grip on it. You do the same thing where you can put that pipe on there, break that connection loose. If you have it loose and you still can't get it by hand, once you're at this point, you can really come up above here and just tighten this down a little bit more, and you should be able to get that loose going this direction. You just can't get quite as much tension on there because the pipe wrench is going the opposite direction you really need it to go. You may have to go that way to break it loose and get it off of there. See our connection there is loose. Really just connects into these slots right here with this piece. But this piece here come all the way out. Then your radiator is out. And we can take that metal surround out of there. And we'll have to cut these pipes out. We'll get to that next. Alright, so this thing really comes out pretty easy. We've had several of these that were recessed into the wall. They still came out pretty easy. They've been generally just a flathead screwdriver and screwed into the wall in a couple places. Sometimes here on the side, especially if they're recessed. This one's not, it's just back here. We got, looks like 3 screws there. Take those out and this will come loose from the wall. We'll have, just for making it easier, we'll take the trim piece that they put in here out because it's just kind of holding that bottom in place. And then we'll cut the pipes out. You could do this, you could use a hacksaw. I'm going to be using a sawzall to rip that out of there, reciprocating saw, and just cut this off. You could try and take these fittings off. I'm not going to bother with that. Just I'm not reusing most of this stuff. So, but if you had maybe a system that was in a little better shape than ours, has been setting for a long time, so there's a lot of corrosion in those lines. The pipes are in pretty rough shape. But if you were going to reuse them and you wanted to take those loose, you could continue to do that with the pipe wrenches and take these fittings off. But we're going to cut them off. Like I said, we're going to pull this out just real easy. Like I said, just a couple of screws here. And if you wanted to use impact or whatever, you can get these out. They're not too bad. Alright, so we got these cut out. Like I said, we just zipped them off with the sawzall, so no big deal there. Got the trim piece out that was back there. We'll just pull out. And then now your unit is out of there. And you just have a lot of other work to do. So we're just getting started. We'll be posting some more videos for you guys. I think it's been, I don't even know, years since we put something up here. So appreciate you guys that have liked our videos, followed us, and pray you guys are having a good day. And God bless you guys.